up, guys? It's Brandon Brightside, and now that UFC 202 is it's finally it's gone. The rematch has been done. It's set in for about 24 hours now. We've had time to settle, let it digest. I'm gonna give you guys the results if you guys haven't had it. Tell you guys what I thought about almost every fight, and then we'll start looking forward. Condit Maya, why not, right? But first off, before we get started, I do want to apologize to you guys for a couple things. Number one, I just want to apologize to you guys about the quality of the stream for my fight companion. In that, I want to also just explain I'm very new to streaming with the program that I'm using, which is XSplit. It's a really good program. It's amazing. I just didn't know that if I had it running over the YouTube running, it would create this echo and kind of put like parts on repeat. So there were definitely parts in the stream that were very jaggy. And I want to apologize to you guys for that. Like I said, I'm very new to it. So with the stream and the quality of it, I want to apologize. Also, I want to apologize about me being intoxicated. I don't want to apologize because I was drunk. I don't think I've ever been intoxicated and felt when I was sober in the morning like I did something where I really needed to apologize to somebody, because I'm really good at controlling myself. But I want to apologize that because I was drunk, I had no filter. I didn't have the control, and I didn't have the clarity to realize what was going on around me, and I bitched a lot in between fights. Rather than actually just picking up the conversation. I mean, I started to do it, but rather than using that time to pick up the conversation, I bitched about how many promos I was seeing. And I want to apologize about that, because obviously nobody wants to tune into a fucking stream and hear a guy bitch about not even the fights that are going on, but just bitching, you know. So I definitely want to apologize about that. But yeah, see, now looking back at it sober, I get mad at myself for it. I mean, you guys might not have bothered you, but looking back at myself now, I'm like, you're a fucking idiot. They were playing promos because they were great fights that were going on. Most of them were finishes, and if they play another fight, if they send the other fighters right out there right away, the fighters that are on deck, they send them out there right away, this 4-hour time slot that they just paid good money for, you know, is going to waste, because we have a 4-hour show that's turned into a 2-hour show. And I mean, last night I think it was an hour and a half, really, if you add it all up. I'll do that at the end for you guys. Add the total fight card up, and tell you guys how much fighting actually took place, because it was a relatively short card. I mean, it was at least an hour. Just because you got to think there was the 3 decisions that happened. That's a 15 of 15. You know, so almost, you know, like it's just almost an hour. Or over an hour. But it just, if you crammed all those fights together, it wouldn't be a very long card, and that was why they were showing so much promos. So looking at it from a sober perspective, and I look at myself bitching, I got really mad at myself. So that's why I wanted to apologize to you guys for that. So with my apology out of the way, let's get right into it, and I will give you the update, the results, and what I thought on Fight Pass. So here we go, guys. Okay, so let's go through Fight Pass, guys. So out of the 12 fights on this card, I made a prediction for 9, and I went 5-4. So not bad, not great, you know, but I did go positive at least. So if you guys went and bet on what I said 100%, you'd still walk away in the positive, depending on what you guys did. Um, but yeah, let's get right into. Oh, sorry guys. Let's get right into the results here. I'm just gonna adjust my camera, move it back a little bit because I'm gonna get a little closer because I can't really read a computer and its words. It gets all blurry for me. I should have glasses, but I do not. So, but that's a long story, guys. We won't get into that right now. Maybe I'll give you guys a little story time later on. So, yeah, first we had that middleweight fight, Marvin Vettori and Alberto Uda. I didn't pick for this fight just because there was a little bit of confusion on my end on really what was going down because I heard a bunch of different stuff. So I just didn't even pick. And then we had, oh, I didn't even give you guys the result there. I'm just skipping fights. Sorry, people. So yeah, we had we had the Marvin Vettori Alberto Uda fight, and Marvin got a guillotine submission, first round in 4 minutes and 30 seconds. It was impressive, you know. I think Marvin was the underdog walking in there. But yeah, it was one of those warm-up fights for me and James. You know, we didn't even stream the Fight Pass fights. We were just getting drunk. So yeah, but it was a really good fight. Yeah, all the Fight Pass fights were actually amazing. So so yeah, that's all I really have to say about that one. Like I watched it, but I wasn't paying too much. Like I wasn't in depth yet, you know. So yeah, we'll just move on from that. Then we had the welterweight fight, Colby Covington and Max Griffin. TKO punches, third round, 2 minutes 18 seconds for Colby Covington. I picked this fight. I think I picked a second round TKO. I might have picked a second round submission, but I think I picked a second round TKO. I might have even picked a third round TKO. I haven't gone back and watched my my bonus predictions video on that. But if you guys want to, you can go back and just make sure I'm not bullshitting you guys in this video. Make sure I did get the 5 right like I claim. But I'm pretty sure I nailed this one. Thinking back to it, I think I might have nailed this one. I think I might have said Colby third round TKO. If I didn't, one of my buddies did for sure, and it was definitely present in my mind. But yeah, that fight played out exactly how I saw it. It really did. Yeah, Colby just. You know, it's hard to really break a fight down on a fighter that does exactly what he does. You know what I mean? When it's something he does every single time and the opponent kind of falls into that, it's hard to break it down anymore. There was a little bit of back and forth, but I mean, I saw Colby all day. And yeah, that's really all I can say on that fight too. I don't know. The fights were great. I mean, I don't really want to sound like the Fight Pass cards weren't as good. The Fight Pass cards were amazing to watch, but I don't know what it was. There were other Fight Pass cards that were fucking crazy, like crazy, you know. And this one just didn't quite do it for me. It was great, and that's why I feel bad because I feel to myself like I'm kind of underplaying it. But it was a fucking great Fight Pass card, guys. Like it was so fucking good, and I highly recommend Fight Pass to people. Like I really do. It's just something fucking awesome. So let's get right into the main event of the Fight Pass card. And you know what? Like, this is my thing. Fox Sports 1, that's free if you pay for your cable, okay? That's free if you pay for Rogers. It comes with the Rogers, like, average pack. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure it's that way for a couple cable subscribers and some satellite subscribers too, depending on where you live, right? I live in Canada, and Rogers is the big deal for when it comes to not analog, digital cable. So that's why I just use Rogers as an example. Plus, that's what my mom uses, so I use that. But yeah, I do highly recommend Fight Pass, because think about this: you have to pay for Fight Pass, right? You don't pay specifically for Fox Sports 1. Like I said, depending on your provider, depending on your area. But so that's the way I see it. There's some people that get it for free, right? And Fight Pass, unless you're pirating it, you're not getting it for free, unless you pirated it or unless somebody has a subscription and they're lending it to you. Like, there's ways around it. Yes, don't beat me up and choke on my words, but overall, you don't get Fight Pass for free, okay? So Fight Pass you're paying for, just like the main event, just like the pay-per-view, okay? That's what Fight Pass cards, exclusive cards, are. They're pay-per-view. You're paying to watch these cards when they happen, right? So I really see the Fight Pass main event as the prelim main event, okay? So the prelim main event in this card, if you look at it, it's Cody and Takai. But when I look at the list of fights, I see Cody and Takai on Fight Pass and Lorenz and Neal at the prelim, if you want to go prelims more prestigious, okay? So that's why I look at Fight Pass as more prestigious, because they're trying to build it more. So that slot really is a good slot. And certain competitors look at it as a good thing. Certain competitors don't. From what I saw from Lorenz in an interview, he doesn't see it on the side of a compliment to be the main event of a Fight Pass card, okay? But also in that same interview, it just seemed like he was more concerned on marketing. How are they going to promote me? How are they going to promote him? How are they going to promote our fight? How am I going to make the most money off of this, right? Because when you're fighting anywhere near a pay-per-view, you want to be as close to that pay-per-view as possible, because then next time maybe you can get on the pay-per-view and get some of those points, right? If that's in your contract. So he seemed a little bit pissed off about it at first, but then he kind of lightened up and was like, but it's a fight, I don't mind where I'm fighting, and I got paid type thing, So that's a good thing to hear from Lorenz. He's in okay spirits for fighting on Fight Pass when there is some guys that fucking hate it, But let's get right into that fight, that welterweight fight with Lorenz and Neal. See, I predicted Neal here. I thought he would do what he normally does, weathers the storm, and he would get through. He'd weather the storm like he normally does in most fights, and he would push on, and he'd grind Larkin out, because Larkin does have great wrestling defense, but I really did see Neal getting him to the ground and just doing a little bit of damage, and just kind of holding him there and, keep him position. I really did see Neal grinding this one out, okay? It didn't mean I was looking past Lorenz. Lorenz is fucking crazy, and I did have people that told me afterwards that they thought my video, I could have played him up more. Not that I was underselling him, but I could have played him up a little bit more in comparison to some of the way I hype up some other people, right? And I totally agree with them. I don't think you can really hype Lorenz enough unless you're talking about pound for pounds. Unless you're saying he's pound for pound one of the best, then I'd kind of be like, well, he's fought some fucking great guys, yes, but look at the guys that are in the pound for pound now and what they kind of done, and then look at what Lorenz has done. Lorenz's career is kind of hit or miss. He can't quite get there. So that's the only time I really think you're overselling Lorenz is if you're trying to put him in that talks. Anything under those talks, right? You're right in the right area. Okay, he's right fucking there. So I completely agree with them. I probably did undersell him. Like I said, I did have Neil grinding this one out and winning, right? I was proven wrong, and I was. It's not like I was mad about it, right? This was not a storm that Neil was going through. This was the monsoon, okay? This was the monsoon. It's his nickname, and it's his nickname for a good fucking reason. Because he's like a hurricane coming at you. You don't know, you don't know how you're getting wet, but you're getting fucking soaked. And that was what happened to Neil Magny. Okay, he got lit the fuck up. Bottom line, he got lit the fuck up. There was no coming back from this storm. There was no weathering this storm. Okay, he was not making it to port. His ship was fucking sunk. Okay, Neil had no fucking chance. Okay, and the elbows. Okay, the elbows were fucking brutal. Were brutal. There's no like it was the difference between Hector Lombard and Lorenz Larkin, okay? And Lorenz said it, he learned from Hector, and he learned from other fights watching Neil. He weathers those storms, right? So in that, Larkin threw absolutely fucking everything into those elbows to be like, fuck this, end this shit. Let's end this shit, right? He wanted him out of there, but he wasn't going to overexert himself, right? He wanted him out of there fast because he had him. Lombard did the same thing, but in a way more aggressive manner. A way more aggressive manner. Lorenz was still very technical. It was a dismantling. Okay, the moment he had Neil hurt, he started to dismantle him, and it was fucking fast. It was a first round, 4 minutes and 8 seconds TKO, elbows, like I said, and it was fucking impressive, man. Lorenz has always been one of those guys that are fucking impressive. Okay, I'm telling you, at welterweight, Lorenz is two of the right fights away from a title shot. The way his career goes, he still might be 4 or 5 fights away from a title shot, and with the next fight, his next fight not being the right guy and him still winning, he's I can see him 3 fights away from a title shot. Okay, so this is a guy that if things fall into place for him, I can see him looking for a title shot. That's all I can really say about that. That's all I can say about that. Lorenz looked fucking impressive, and I am far from disappointed about picking that one wrong. Far from disappointed. I love Lorenz. It was very well deserved, and he looks great at welterweight, man. He looks great at welterweight. Yeah, couldn't be more impressed. So with that, we are going to take you to the prelims, and I'll let you guys know what happened there. So thanks for sticking with me, guys, and we will be back in. Welcome back, guys, and let's get right into it. We'll go right to the prelim fights, and we'll tell you what happened there. So the first fight in the prelims, the Fox Sports 1 card, was the women's strawweight fight, Courtney Casey and Randa Marcos. This fight I picked Randa. This fight, right off the bat, was back and forth, and Courtney was taking it to Randa. Like, she really was. Randa had moments where she was kind of grabbing her and, like, taking her, taking it. But for the most part, it really was majority Courtney. And, yeah, she got a first round submission, 26 seconds left, 26 seconds left. That was first round, 4 minutes 34 seconds, and it was a verbal submission because Courtney cut an armbar from the back. You know, she was on the back. She caught the armbar. She flipped over, went belly down, and both arms were caught by Randa. So yeah, Randa had to tap out verbally, and it was fucking awesome. It was a good fight. Obviously, the women they often bring some pretty fucking awesome fights. So very impressed with Courtney. I picked against her. But yeah, again, another fight that I'm not very disappointed in losing because it was an awesome fight. You know what I mean? I'm a little disappointed because I like Randa. I'm a big fan of Randa. Not as big of a fan of Courtney. But I'm pretty much a fan of everybody. You know what I mean? It's just, I'm a Canadian. Randa's a Canadian. She's my homegirl. You got to give her the benefit of the doubt sometimes, right? And this was one of those times. So I'm not upset that I lost this fight, picking it, but yeah, I got it wrong. There's nothing else I can say about it, And then we had Artem and Chris. I didn't pick this fight just because I did really see it as gonna be close. Like, I thought Artem was going to pull it off, okay? And I can say that all I fucking want now because the fight is over. So you can take that with a grain of salt. You can believe me. You cannot believe me. That's fine, right? I did think Artem, because he looked so impressive on The Ultimate Fighter, right? He looked really impressive on The Ultimate Fighter. You can't deny that. But yeah, I didn't say anything, so I can't take credit for picking him. But I didn't want to because of how close the betting lines were, and just because I didn't want to pick against the Team Diaz, when I was going Team Diaz. There was a number of factors that really went into not picking this fight. I'd already picked fucking 9. There was a bunch of things. I don't want to make excuses on why I didn't pick. I don't want to, so that's just my 2 cents on that. But yeah, Artem, I thought it would be close. I'll say that. I thought it would be close. Artem picked fucking Chris apart, man. Artem picked Chris apart. It was fucking good. It was a fucking good fight. Unanimous decision. All 3 fucking judges went 30-27, It was a good fight. It was a good fight. Artem looked extremely impressive. Yeah, it was funny, Chris tried a little bit of the Stockton boy stuff. But, yeah, no, Artem wasn't having it, man. Artem was not fucking having it. It was a great fight. Yeah, it was fucking good, guys. Fucking good. So, then we had the women's bantamweight fight. That was Raquel Pennington and Elizabeth Phillips. I did call this fight on the bonus one, so I will take credit for this one here. This one brought me to 2-2 in my how far I got in my predictions. This one brought me to 2-2. Yeah, and Rocky pulled out the decision here. Unanimous decision. I fucking always have a problem with that word. My huge ass teeth. That's what that is. Fucking Bucky. 30-27. All 3 judges. She beat Elizabeth Phillips. Yeah, it was pretty dominant. But Elizabeth looked good, man. There was a couple times that I thought it was funny. Right at the end of the second round, I was screaming because I said to James, I was like, I was telling him before, just before, I was like, I picked a second round TKO for Rocky, but I don't know. And then right as I say that, she starts fucking laying it on Elizabeth, and I'm sitting there screaming like, oh, it might still be. It was fucking great. I was so drunk, and it was such a great moment that night, because I don't know, just I like Raquel, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. She's just got this very likable factor. You know what I mean? She has this very likable factor, and it's just undeniable. You know, I liked her on the show. I like her as a person. I like her as a fighter. She's got that bulldog mentality. She's a fucking strong ass wrestler. She's got some great submissions. You know what I mean? Some great submissions, and I don't know. To me, she's kind of. It's hard to explain. To me, if you gave her, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. If you gave her world class boxing or like world class kickboxing experience, I think she would be fucking damn near close to unstoppable. I really do. She's just got this fucking fire in her, man. She brings it. Like split decision with Holly, like she brought it to Holly in that fight. You know, when a lot of people are like, you know, oh Holly's not that good, and bah, she got fucking thrown in there, and this and that, and the next thing. And listen, she beat Ronda. She beat Ronda, and yes, styles make fights. And she had a good chance of beating Ronda going into that fight. Let's just be honest. She beat Ronda in that fight, and then people wanted to say Ronda got exposed. Well, I don't think either of them got exposed. Okay, like I just said, styles make fights, and the reason why styles make fights is because someone's gonna win and someone's gonna lose. Okay, so there's a lot of variables on what you're looking for. Are you looking for that person to lose? Are you looking for a specific person to lose? Are you looking for a specific person to win? Are you looking for them to win in a specific way? Like, there's a bunch of different variables of what you're looking for this fight to turn out. And I can't even really explain it. But yeah, like I said, you give her some fucking world class experience. I think she would be fucking unstoppable. World class like kickboxing experience. I think she would be unstoppable. Because people want, like, that's what I mean. People want to bring those girls down and be like, oh, you know, fucking Holly just got exposed and fucking Ronda gets exposed. Well, no, because look at who beat Holly. Okay, Misha beat Holly. Misha beat Holly. Okay. For the belt after Holly beat Ronda. Ronda beat Misha, okay? Because Misha wanted to say she had better hands than Ronda, and yeah, that may be true, okay? But the bottom line is your big weapon, the way you're going to really score points when it's the heat of the moment, is your wrestling. And you've learned already, you can't wrestle me. You can't wrestle me. I'm gonna fucking snap your arm. You can't do it. So I've taken your biggest weapon away, and I'm still coming at you with my weapon. That's what I mean. Styles make fights. Okay? You want to see if somebody can overcome that adversity. Right? Misha's wrestling was more dangerous to Holly than Ronda's judo. Okay? That's why Misha won that fight. She used her wrestling. She had her biggest weapon. In the Ronda fight, she couldn't use her big weapon. Okay? So, and then the Amanda Nunes thing, people want to say that Misha got exposed because Ronda had already beaten her and Ronda got exposed. And then fucking Amanda actually beats her in the first defense. Like, Misha didn't get exposed either. Okay? It just goes to show that these girls are tough as fucking hell, and they were all training for fucking Ronda. Every single one of these girls were training for Ronda to beat the best. Ronda did not get exposed. Ronda was still the best at that time. Okay, she might still be the best now. Okay, just because you lost a fight doesn't mean you're not the best. We don't know with Ronda because she hasn't come back yet. You know what I mean? But, so as of right now, you can't make that argument for her, so I won't. But I just want to say none of those girls got exposed. and Raquel did an amazing fucking job. Okay? So I really want people to look at her for the future too, because in this bantamweight division, she's a force. She really is. So we'll move right on to the main event of the prelims. Another one that I had picked correct, and that's Cody Garbrandt. I picked him over Takaya. I don't know exactly what I said. I don't think I called it right on, but Cody got the first round TKO punches, 48 seconds, fucking fast as hell, impressive as hell. Yeah, it's not much to say about this fight because there wasn't much of a fight. You know, they came in, Takaya tried to fucking stand there and fire off with him, but Cody's got those fucking hands, man. He's got that power, and it was not a fucking good night for Takai. Very short, but hey, at least he got paid a little bit, baby. At least he got paid a little bit. Second shortest fight of the night at 48 seconds. But at least he got paid. So he did under a minute of work, and he got paid. That's a good fucking night. It's a good fucking night. Yeah, he got TKO'd, but he got paid. He got paid. You're getting paid more than what most of the fucking people working a hard fucking, really hard job would do. He did it 48 seconds. You've done that twice now because you did it with Dominic too. I mean, you gotta hand it to Kai. He's getting fucking paid. Getting fucking paid, but not a smart idea. Not a smart idea. So, yeah, that ends the prelims. I know, kinda ends on a shitty note in my breakdown. Ended on a very fucking awesome note watching the fights. So, yeah, guys, let's get right into the main card. The main card. We're gonna go right to it right after this. Okay, guys. So, what we're gonna do now is go right into the main card. I'm going to tell you what happened here because this was some crazy, crazy shit. We had Tim Means versus Sabah Humasi, and Sabah came to fucking fight, man. Sabah came to fight, but honestly, right around 2 minutes into the first round, Sabah was done fighting. Tim had just put it to him so much, which I called. I did call this fight too, guys. Don't know if I got it 100%, but he got TKO punches in the second round, 2 minutes and 56 seconds. Yeah, he cut Sabah up. He cut Humasi up. Tim just put it to him, but it did. It seemed like Sabah gassed really early. It really did. His gas tank kind of went right out the window. And I mean, it could have been a punch or something, but I don't think it was. I think it was him throwing punches because the fight was fucking intense the first 2 minutes. Sabah was throwing down and Tim was standing there taking shots and throwing shots back, and they just fucking went at it. But Tim cut him up, and late in the second round, 3 minutes into the second round, Tim finished the show. You know, Sabah couldn't take it anymore. I think he kind of turned his back. It might have finished on the ground. I can't even remember. But yeah, Tim put it to him, man. So great fight. I called that one. So that brought me to 4-2, I think. Yeah, 4-2 with my picks. So yeah, I was pretty happy about that. Next we had another welterweight fight. It was Mike Perry and Hung Yu Lim, and Mike, coming in as the underdog, came to fucking fight. You want to talk about somebody else that came in there ready to fight? Mike had some hands and he was ready to show them. He fucking TKO'd Hung Yu Lim. That was 1 minute 38 seconds, or 1 minute. First round, 3 minutes and 38 seconds, and it's fucking impressive, man. Mike has got some hands. I can just say, just watch out for Mike, you know. Lim started dropping his hands a bit after the first couple punches, you know. I think Mike rocked him early, but Lim is just, I think he was hiding it really well. But sorry about that beat there, guys. But yeah, Perry fucking just went after him like a shark. Yeah, TKO punches. Fucking sick as shit. So then we had what I like to call the co-main event here. We had the welterweight fight, Donald Cerrone, Rick Story. Man, oh fucking man. Man, oh man. Craziest thing. There was a promo before this fight, and Donald pulled the Mystic Mac, man. Donald pulled the Mystic Mac. He said something like, the way to beat Story is go to the body, attack the head, or hurt the body, attack the head, or something like that. And it was funny because I picked Donald for this fight, and I picked him for like, I might have picked him for like a third round submission or something, or a decision. I don't remember what I exactly picked him for. I don't think it was a TKO though. I don't think I thought he was gonna TKO Story. Story's a tough motherfucker, man. Story is tough. But I remember watching, I think it was MMA Realist, little shout out to him. Go check his channel out too. I highly recommend all the prediction channels. They're just fun to watch, you know, get a little bit of extra knowledge from everybody, disagree with people, have a conversation with people, you know, so I highly recommend him. But I was watching him and his breakdown of it, and I disagreed. I think he went with Story, but he had said, you know, the way to beat Donald is body shots, and that's 100% true, man. Beat him with body shots. That's a true statement. And I hadn't even thought about that when I did my breakdown. So, and I completely agreed with him there. And then I started thinking, man, yeah, if fucking Story does hit him with that fucking massive body shot, it's fucking over, right? So you go into this fight, and don't forget, Story knows this too, that the way to beat Donald is body shots. So I thought it was so funny in this promo hearing Donald say that the way to beat Story, you go to the body, attack the head. I thought it was so funny because it's like, well, Donald, that's the way to beat you, man. You guys are walking in with the same game plan. That was what I thought, but just before the fight, because of the comment Donald had said. Because it's like, you guys are literally, you should be, if you're going to go and do that, you're walking in there with the exact same game plans. You should be. And then the fight happened, and it was pretty awesome because the first round they walked out there with the exact same game plans. They were both going to the body like a motherfucker. Okay, they were throwing nasty shots to the body, but they were going at the head too. Don't get it twisted. They were going at the head too. Rick, I think, did end up getting the takedown, but it was a crazy situation because the second Rick got the takedown, Rick must have forgotten that fucking Donald's a crazy fucking black belt. I think he's a black belt. We could look it up right now, quick actually. I got everything pulled up. But I think Rick forgot about Donald's fucking submission pedigree because let's look at it. Brown belt. Oh no. Oh yes, brown belt. He's a brown belt. I apologize, guys. He's a brown belt, not a black belt. I did misspeak there, especially when I have it right in front of me. That's just unforgivable, right? But yes, so I think Rick forgot he was a brown belt or something, and forgot how fucking fast if it hits the ground, he wants to fucking set something up and look for it right away. And the second Rick put him on his back, Donald almost wrapped up like a triangle. It broke, and then he went for another one almost right away. I think he did this like 2 or 3 times. He might have done it 4 fucking times. Like, he's dangerous. He's fucking dangerous. So they went on to the second round, and they're fucking scrapping. They come back out. It was a fucking great fight. They're just going at it. And then all of a sudden, Donald throws a body kick. Because none of these body shots that they're throwing are really landing too well. They're throwing punches to the body, you know, straights, hooks, but none of them are really good. But Donald throws a fucking nasty body kick, and next thing you know, there's a head kick, just a head kick. So Donald hits that head kick. Puppy dog always making noise coming down those stairs. So Donald hits this head kick. fucking story drops, man. It was a brutal head kick because he was keeling over from the body shot. Donald hit the head kick. Story drops. A couple punches. And the night's over. Okay? Night's over. It's a TKO, head kick and punches. 2 minutes, 2 seconds in the second round. And Donald pulled the Mystic Mac. Donald told you how he was going to do it. He went to the body, went to the head. He hurt the body, keeled Rick over with the body shot, and then smoked him with the head shot. Pulled that Mystic Mac. It was fucking amazing. It was a great fight. These guys fucking bulldogged it and went after it. So then we had the co-main event. We had Anthony Johnson, we had Glover Teixeira, the light heavyweight fight, number 1 and number 2 under Daniel Cormier, and Jon Jones, who is not in the pool, as we say, of contenders, but he is still there. He's not unknown. He is not forgotten. We are keeping Jon Jones in our back pocket, especially considering we don't know what's going on yet. So, we'll say number 1 and number 2 in active competition underneath the champion. They fucking went at it. These are two guys that knock motherfuckers out, put motherfuckers down. Okay? This was another thing that I left out of my breakdown. Glover already had the fucking blueprint to beat Anthony. I asked, did he? But I already knew he did, and I kind of left it out. He had done it to Vince. Grind him out. You know, take those, whether that's storm in the first round, take the shots, you know, take him down, wrestle him, beat him up, get the submission after he gasses out, right? So Glover did that to Vince St. Peru, another big, hard-hitting guy, athletic guy, wrestling pedigrees if he wants to fucking wrestle you, right? Just like Anthony. So he had the blueprint. It was right there. But Vince and Anthony are two different people, man. Vince hits hard, yes. But fucking Anthony proved it last night. He hits fucking harder. And everybody knows that nobody hits harder than fucking Anthony Johnson. But everybody knows Glover Teixeira's got a fucking chin. That's what made this such a great fight. And I picked Glover because he had that blueprint. Okay, that was one of the fucking main reasons I picked Glover. He had that fucking blueprint. I knew he had that blueprint. I thought he could fucking pull this off. I knew he had that fucking chin. I thought he could take that shot. I was fucking wrong, man. I was fucking wrong. Fucking wrong. Not pissed off. Not mad about it at all. Very impressive, but not much to say other than they came out and ba-bang. Anthony Johnson closed the show. That's all that happened. 13 fucking seconds. Wait a minute, are we talking about Conor McGregor here? No, we are not. This is not Conor McGregor and Jose Aldo. We are not talking about Conor McGregor and Jose Aldo. We are talking about Anthony Johnson and Glover Teixeira. Glover Teixeira got knocked the fuck out in 13 seconds. 13 seconds. Fucking lucky 13 this year. Lucky 13. Not a good number for Jose Aldo and Glover Teixeira. If you were Brazilian, you stay the fuck away from all 13s, all 1s and 3s that you can find. Okay? Because it is not a good time to be a Brazilian. You are getting knocked out in 13 seconds. Okay? At this point, we'll even throw it in. It is not a good thing to be a Brazilian on a Conor McGregor card. Because then you're getting knocked out in 13 seconds. Not a good fucking thing. It's not a good thing. So Brazilians, stay away from Conor McGregor cards. Please. Please. I don't want to see this anymore. I love most of you. So I don't want to see this anymore. But I am not upset with this at all because it was fucking awesome. Glover hit the fucking deck. I'm not talking, okay, Glover went down and, you know, Anthony kind of went to jump on him. It was a clean knockout, man, and Glover's got a chin. I cannot stress that enough. Glover's got a chin, man. It was an impressive fight. There's not much I can break down about the fight. It was one fucking shot, which is unless you're a hardcore fan, you really don't understand how impressive that is. how impressive that is. This just makes me want that John Jones fight even more. I don't want to see Anthony fight fucking DC again, even though DC fucking fell fucking right on his ass a couple times there. Took a couple huge shots. Maybe Anthony will clip him with a better one and put him down. I don't even want to see that fight. I don't even care. I don't even care. Want to know why? Because I still haven't seen John Jones versus DC. I still haven't seen if DC could beat John Jones. So right now, I'm still looking at John Jones as the pound for pound fucking best in the world at that division. And I want to see fucking Anthony Johnson versus John Jones. That was a fight I never got to see. I saw DC versus fucking Johnson. I saw DC versus John Jones. I did not see Anthony Johnson versus John Jones. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. Okay? So you want to talk. You want to talk about a great fucking fight. You want to talk about John Jones being over here in our back pocket, over here, off to the side because we don't know what's going on with him yet. I told you guys to remember about this. See, just a little bit back. I told you guys to remember. Don't fucking give John Jones this fucking DC fight, man. If I'm whoever is in charge right now at matchmaking, don't give him this fight, please. Please do not give John Jones this DC fight. You want to see who deserves to be the champion? John Jones needs to go a little bit without having fucking negativity surrounding his name. He needs to go more than one fight. Okay? Because he can't get past one fight without there being some kind of negativity. I want to see 2 training camps with him fucking not having bad press. A bad time. Okay? I don't want to see it anymore. Give him Anthony Johnson. Give Johnson John Jones. Because if Johnson beats John Jones, people can't fucking say you don't want to see that DC fight now. That fight's like, what? That's going to fucking sell. You just piggybacked off of John Jones. And if John Jones beats Johnson, he's just cementing his fucking legacy even more. Okay? Tell me that's not going to sell more tickets than fucking John Jones and DC too. At this point, tell me it's not. I think it would. I think it would. That's what I want to see. And tell me that fight won't sell more than Johnson versus DC, even though, yes, that was promised. But I mean, for the right amount of money, I don't think Johnson will say no to having to fight John Jones. They were going to fucking fight before. Yeah, it was for the belt. And yes, that is Anthony's ultimate fucking prize. This guy's an animal. He's a competitor. And he wants that belt. And I'm sure he doesn't want to lose that shot. But listen, Anthony, man. Probably only one more fight away. Unless that John Jones fucking DC2 fight after, if you lose, you know what I mean? If things all align this way. That fight's only still one more fight away. So fucking look into that, man. Look into that, please. Please, for the fans. I'm telling you, it'll make you some money. So for yourself as well. Please, for the fans. But yeah, like I said, nothing more to say other than breaking down how I feel about what happened. Because what happened was just one punch. So without any further ado, we are going to get right to the main event. And that's Conor versus Nate. All I want to say here is trilogy, man. There's a trilogy. I said it in my breakdown video, and I've said it a million times. What I'm predicting will happen is the same thing, just a little bit longer. My best case scenario, which I guess would be what I want to happen, because I did want a trilogy. I've always wanted a trilogy in this fight, but I did not want to see Nate get knocked out. I did not want to see Nate get submitted, because that would be like, whoa, what the fuck. What I had always said was I wanted to see Conor definitively beat Nate. You know, and in this third fight, I just want to see Nate beat the fuck out of him now. Just beat the fuck out of him now. Okay, and I love Conor, but I want Nate to have that little push. Nate has been grinding so much. So I want it for him on a personal level, yes. But that's a want. That's not a prediction here. I ain't predicting shit yet, guys. Don't call me on that. I ain't no fucking Conor McGregor jumping the gun here. But I do feel like the best thing, the best case scenario as a fan happened. Because what I wanted was for Conor to definitively beat Nate, no arguments. And I'm sure I could watch this fight 100 times and find a couple arguments. But I can find a fucking argument with every fight. I could tell you a guy that got his fucking ass handed to him for 4 fucking rounds beat a fucking guy. You know what I mean? I could sell ice to a fucking polar bear. Give me enough time. Okay? But I think Conor won this fight from watching it. He outboxed him. This time he really did outbox him. Okay? He did it. It's weird. I don't like the fact that every time Conor goes to a decision in the UFC, he has to go to the hospital. Because to me, it gives him the excuse. Okay, gives him the excuse because he later on can bring up, well, I didn't knock him out because I tore my ACL, Max Holloway. I bruised my shin extremely bad, cracked my shin. I don't know the extent yet. I haven't checked my Twitter. I haven't heard anything. But hurt my shin. But kept kicking. He always has those excuses because if you hurt your shin, you can't push off that much. Especially if you keep kicking, you're damaging your own shin more. You can't get as much fucking push, you know. So he always has those excuses afterwards, and I don't like that because that's a crutch for him, and that makes him. It can make him unwilling to evolve, to continue on a successful path. So that's why I don't like that. Every time he goes to the decision in a UFC fight, he goes to the hospital because he's hurt himself. So I don't like that, but it is what it is. But yeah, he won it definitively. Now we can look for a trilogy. But here's my thoughts. I don't want a trilogy yet. Okay, I don't want a trilogy yet. I don't want Conor to go to 155 and take a fucking belt either. I want the Conor Jose Aldo 2 fight. And whatever happens there, if Conor wins, we'll go from there. But if Conor wins, unless a huge lightweight standout, like unless Frankie looks really impressive again in his next one, and then we can make another case for that. But if he wins again against Jose, we'll put him at 155. Not in a title fight. In a number one contenders fight. Against whoever is in the number one contender spot at that time. Conor, you want to be so fucking... You want to be the man who's going to fight everybody. 155. If it's Khabib, fight Khabib. No fucking talk. None of that bullshit. Because Khabib will fucking fight you. Okay? Khabib will fucking fight you. Okay? So, number one contender fight. If it's Khabib, you fight Khabib. If it's Tony called you out before Nate did. I fucking remember it, and if I have to, I'll post a fucking video. Okay? Fight Tony if it's Tony. Whatever the fuck happens, okay, within that time, whoever is the lightweight number one contender at that time, if Conor beats Jose, and we're going down this path, that's who he should fucking fight. I don't want to give him a fucking title shot against Eddie Alvarez or fucking Rafael or fucking whoever the fuck is the champion at that time. Okay, I want a number one contenders fight at 155, and Nate can't be in that division unless, like, in that in the talks for that number one contender fight, unless he deserves it. Okay, he needs to deserve it. Whatever Nate's doing in that time, we'll figure something out for him. I'll maybe tell you guys what I'm thinking for him later. But that's what needs to happen, is that number one contenders fight. And then if Conor wins the number one contender fight, like, think of it this way. Conor were to fight Khabib, and then Conor fucking smokes Khabib, I don't think you can say, okay, fuck Tony, I'm sorry. Even if Tony wins another fucking fight or something, I don't think you can say, okay, Tony, sit down. Like, you can't have a problem with that. You can't. Well, he beat fucking Jose. Just wait in line, Tony. If he beats fucking this guy, you're next. You have to promise Tony that if it's the last, you know what I mean? You gotta you gotta be fucking fair with shit like that. And the way the division is, it should be a fucking pretty clean cut way there. If Conor keeps winning, you know what I mean? If Conor wins it, it's a pretty fucking clear way right to the fucking title. You know what I mean? And if not, you've got fucking ratings every fight you put him in. High ratings every fucking fight you put him in. Okay? So, that's what you do with Conor. For sure. I don't want to fucking see a trilogy right away. And then, after this shit's done, then give us a fucking trilogy. Give us a fucking trilogy a year away. 1 year away. 2 years away. Okay? Why not? Why not? Build the fucking hype. Okay? Build the hype. 2 years in the making. This is the trilogy. This is the rubber match. 2 years in the making. Both guys went on their own fucking path, you know? Do that. That seems interesting to me. So those are just my fucking plans. And like I said, Conor won. Unanimous decision. I think it was, yes. It was a majority decision, not unanimous. Sorry, guys. It was 48-47, 47-47, and 48-47. So that was what it was. 2 judges saw it 48-47 for him, and then 1 judge saw him as a draw. And I gotta say, I saw it as a draw, or not saw it as a draw. When I heard the 47, I thought it was a draw. And I was like, oh, fuck, what do we do now? What do we do now was the first thing that went through my head. So, like I said, it was a fucking great fight, man. 25 fucking minutes of war, just like we knew it would be if it went 25 minutes. Obviously, like, they're fucking bangers. But I don't think anybody really expected it to go 25 minutes. And I did want to correct it because I just said this here, except for Brendan Schaub. I pointed out, when I was naming people that I thought agreed with me, I said Brendan first even, I think. But it was not Brendan. Okay, it was not Brendan that said that. Brendan actually predicted this right. Brendan said he would be too fast for him, and Brendan said that Conor would win the decision, he thought. He might have said TKO, and I might have disagreed with that. But he might have said TKO, and I might have disagreed with that, but he did say that Conor would be too fast and Conor would win this fight. So I do want to clear that up. Brendan did not agree with me. Brendan did not, like Brendan Schaub did not say that Nate would win this second fight. Brendan got that right. Alright, so I apologize for misleading you guys there. So thank you guys for watching. That's what happened at UFC 202. And we're gonna get right into fucking breaking down Carlos and Khan in my next video. We're gonna break down 4 of those fights because it's not a pay-per-view, so we're not gonna do as many. We're gonna give you probably 2 videos, maybe 4 videos. I haven't quite decided yet, but it's a week away, guys, so we'll get real hyped for it. And we'll drop those videos really, really soon. I want to thank you guys. I got some hiccups here, little burps. I want to thank you guys again. Do your stuff down in the comment section below. Tell me how I can improve on giving you guys the results. I know I'm not the most entertaining guy right in the morning when I just get home from work, but I try. I fucking try. I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, so I'll see you guys in my next video, and thank you guys all for the support. Like I said, do your stuff down below, and I am fucking out of here. Like Joe Rogan says, big kiss, freak bitches. Mwah!